The Chicks on the Right on 93 WIBC.
Welcome to the Chicks on the Right show. We're the Chicks. I'm Mom.
I am Daisy. Hello.
Producer Will is here.
Back from a long weekend.
Yeah.
Was it long?
It was long. It felt long.
Really?
Weekends
long.
never feel long to me. Ever.
You guys just aren't lucky enough to feel long for the weekend.
I guess not.
I guess we're not, no.
Well, we have a huge show today.
Yes.
So let's get right to it.
Let's do it.
Because this past Saturday night, one of Breitbart's editors and most fabulous gay conservatives ever, Milo Yiannopoulos, had his Twitter account unverified, which is pretty much historical and unprecedented. And we wanted to get the scoop straight from the source. So, Milo!
Hello.
Hello. God, I love your
Hi.
accent so much.
She's going to say that the whole time, you realize.
I'll just say hello over and over and over again.
Oh my gosh, I can't take it.
So great.
I can't.
So
Aren't
great.
you lovely? You're so kind to me.
Oh gosh, we're swooning.
And now we're not going to be able to interview you because we just want to listen to you say nice things to
Yeah.
us over and over
I
again.
have a phone book. Shall I just open it and just start
Yes,
reading?
please do that because it's delicious. Your voice is delicious.
I knew you girls were going to be sassy. I was warned about you.
Uh-oh. Oh my gosh, that means people know who
I
we
love
are.
it. I love that he's been warned about us.
That's always a good thing.
Just what we
In
want.
the most affectionate way, I promise.
Well, Milo, you had quite a weekend. And so I need to tell you that I was kind of watching all of the Twitter madness unfold in real time, which is why we reached out to you and said, obviously, it's way overdue that you be on our show. But so you've been unverified by Twitter, which is a historic thing, right?
I've been unpersoned. It's like a sort of Orwellian ritual of humiliation. They've turned me from a celebrity into a commoner.
Oh my gosh. Do you have to fly coach now?
Well, no, darling, I'm not going that far. I mean, let's not be silly.
That's right. So
I have
are
some
you?
self-respect left.
Are you or are you not? Or do you even know if you're the first person to whom this has happened in the history of ever?
Well, I can tell you that I'm probably the highest profile media personality that this has happened to.
Wow.
And I'm certainly the person to whom it's happened to for solely ideological reasons.
And how do you know that? So what do you know about the reasons behind it so far? What have you heard?
Well, I had a little stunt over Christmas where I pretended to be social justice editor at BuzzFeed, and I said that I said that I'd got a job at BuzzFeed and I was going to be social justice editor, and then I started the hashtag feminism is cancer, and
Oh my gosh.
and so people were tweeting BuzzFeed saying, "How could you employ this monster?"
my
I'm never reading BuzzFeed again.
It's
Hugely
fantastic.
fun. Hugely fun. And Twitter suspended me briefly and said, now you've got to take this out of your profile. You're a verified person. You can't go around impersonating BuzzFeed editors. And I'm like, okay. So I took it out and they put me back on again. Now they've told me that this has nothing to do with my demotion down to proletariat status. They've said that this is that it's something to do with what I've said, but they won't tell me what I've said. Now, normally what happens is they'll either suspend your account because you're breaking the rules, or they'll send you an email and it'll go to a webpage and you have to delete certain tweets before they'll reactivate your account.
Okay.
Nothing like that's happened to me. They've instead written me a special email that says, due to some vague infraction of the arcane and legendarily obscure and vague Twitter rules. This is obviously not their wording. We're going to take away your blue badge. Now, it's very clear what's happened. If you look at the trajectory of suspensions and punishments meted out by Twitter, it's very obvious what happened. They're all moving in a conservative direction. I, as somebody whose profile is rising and who is a sort of hybrid journalist media personality, they've come for me because I represent a risk to them. What they weren't anticipating is the enormity of the response from the fans.
Yeah.
So
We trended globally.
So you
Number 3 global trending topic, and the number one trending topic in the US, the UK, Canada, and Germany. I mean, who cares about Canada? But still, It was just extraordinary. And it's insane when the stock is tanking at Twitter that they'd be alienating core valuable users like
right?
this.
It is crazy. And you still haven't gotten that blue check mark back. I mean, nothing has been altered.
It's been days. I feel like I've been demoted down. I honestly couldn't quite look at myself in the mirror this morning.
And you don't want to miss looking at that hair. You can't skip a day looking at that hair.
It's pretty fabulous.
Well, you're very kind, and of course you're right.
I looked up the Twitter rules on getting verified, and it's also extremely sort of there's no rhyme or reason to it. How did you get verified to begin with? Did you have to ask?
Well, it happens a variety of different ways. If you're an entertainment personality, you sometimes have an agent who has a relationship with Twitter already, and that agent will submit all of his clients to Twitter for verification. Sometimes they reach out to you, and sometimes you ask. I had it done via a conversation with a friend of mine who edits a technology magazine.
Okay.
And it was important because I'm probably one of the most impersonated people on the internet.
And especially now.
Most of the time out of affection, and that's nice. But it's still confusing for people, and which one of the various accounts called Milo Yiannopoulos is actually me. So that was nice that they did that. But here's the thing: they've used a mechanism which is supposed to confirm the identity of prominent individuals and used it as an ideological weapon. Mm-hmm. They specifically said they've removed it for violations of the Twitter rules. It's got nothing to do with whether or not they doubt that I'm me, which is the only purpose of the verification badge. The verification badge is there just to tell the public that this is the real person you're talking to. So if you're talking to a basketball player or a politician, that this is really them. There's no grounds, because they don't like my jokes, or, as I think is really the case, they don't like my politics, to use it as a weapon to punish me with. And this is part of a general war on conservative media and conservative opinions by Silicon Valley. Twitter has form on this. It's already, however, backfiring. The great news is, I have 20,000 new followers since Christmas. I mean, it's been insane, and widespread support from across the political spectrum. BuzzFeed wrote about this, and I taunt and tease and ridicule BuzzFeed on a daily basis.
It's our
favorite. They could have ripped me apart on this, but they didn't. They wrote a very, very even-handed piece because they recognized that it could be anyone next.
That's right.
Well, that's the trending hashtag. JC.
Je suis Milo.
Yeah.
Je suis Milo.
So fantastic.
We've taken to pronouncing it in French in my office. I have my researchers with me, and we say, Je suis Milo, je suis Milo.
You got to love that. You got to love all that support.
No, well, do you know what? It's been really nice, and it's interesting. Every once in a while, libertarians and conservatives get a bit down and they think, oh, God, do the public really believe in free speech as much as we do? Because it doesn't seem that way sometimes. It seems like, the only people who really care about integrity and classical liberalism and, open, robust debate are, well, who is it? And, this is really shown in the same way that when Ezra Levant in Canada had that ridiculous show trial with some awful government body about, whether it was okay for him to print a cartoon. Mm-hmm. This has really shown the public in the right moment for the right person can really get behind the cause of free speech and freedom in general.
Absolutely.
And they don't like arbitrary rules that are enforced without transparency and that are enforced, in a sort of slimy, slippery, vague way. And they get the sense that they sort of know what's going on, but the company, for whatever reason, just won't admit what it's doing.
Yeah.
That destroys user trust from both sides of the political spectrum. And there's a business dimension to this too. Twitter's stock is tanking. It's below $20 for the first time ever. That happened last Friday. The company's in really big trouble. And so the single biggest thing that investors want to see is user growth. Well, what is Twitter doing? Banning some of its most popular users, humiliating them. This is an extraordinary strategy from Twitter. I think shareholders deserve to know, given that user growth is stagnating, if not actually evaporating. The active users on Twitter may well be going down. If Twitter is engaging in sort of arbitrary, punitive, political editorializing, I think shareholders should start demanding to know about that, because that is at least one of the reasons why user growth is stalling, and that's what investors want to see from Twitter if they're to have any faith in the company's future whatsoever.
Well, we couldn't ask for a better person this could happen to, because what a perfect face for this campaign.
It's my naturally self-effacing manner and my shyness, isn't it?
Right. I mean, it's yes. You're no one knows who you are. No one will continue to know who you are. You're actually perfect for this this whole thing. I'm so glad for your success.
Yes,
we are. I mean, it's
we
wonderful
really are.
to see it. And we need to have you on the show again sometime soon to talk about feminism, which I know is your favorite.
I would love that.
Yes.
I would love to talk to you some
It's
more.
been such a pleasure. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me. And I've had a ball, and we will talk feminism and terrible, awful, hectoring progressive gender warriors another time.
We will.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Milo.
Take care, ladies.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And listen, you can follow Milo at Nero, Nero. I believe that's where you can follow him. Okay. Yep.